Hi, Tyler.
How's it going?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's been a long day.
Yeah, I get that. Me too.
Um, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm about to be 31 years old. I live in St. Paul, Minnesota. Um, I'm a professional recording artist, and my I have a wife and 2.5-year-old daughter, and she's pregnant with our second one right now. So we've got a son coming here in January. So
That's exciting.
yeah, I really can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
Now, is his birthday in January? Like what day of the month of January?
Well, he's not born yet, so I don't know.
Oh,
He'll
you
be born
can't.
in January.
So you don't know the dates or anything.
No, I don't. He'll come when he's ready.
Oh, all right. Um, Tell me a little bit about the music you've been. I've been seeing you live on TikTok, so I mean, been following you. So what started you to do singing?
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's a great story. So I've been performing professionally now for about 15 years. It all started for me in high school when I learned that girls really like musicians, and I wanted to impress some girls in high school. And so I taught myself how to play guitar, uh, learned a bunch of songs, and just kind of fell in love with not just singing and playing, but also like the writing process and putting music out there, and it became a really therapeutic tool for me to use to get my own feelings and emotions out
Mhm.
onto paper. And a few years ago, I started to realize that some other people might really enjoy some of the stories that I have to tell through music. And so I started releasing all my own stuff, and I found some pretty cool success with that. But it really started just because I wanted to impress girls, and I never stopped. I don't know. It just once music got its hooks in me, it didn't let go.
Did you do anything in high school?
Yeah, I mean, I sang in choir in like high school and stuff, but it wasn't something that I loved until I started performing uh, as a solo act, very much like Ed Sheeran, looping and,
Mm.
and stuff like that. And then that was when I really fell in love with music, and I've never quit. I've never stopped.
So what's one of your favorite songs that you've written?
One of my favorite songs. I mean, there's a bunch, but one of my favorites is definitely a song I wrote called Enough. I released it about a year ago. And one of the things that I talk about throughout the course of my performances is how I'm 4.5 years sober from addiction. And I wrote this song Enough as a way to apologize to the people that I hurt throughout the course of my youth. They were always willing to try their best for me, even when I wasn't willing to try my best for myself. And now that many of those people have left my life, I don't know if I'll ever be able to sit down with them and tell them how sorry I am for the things that I did and the things that I said. And so I wrote that song and released it. And I mean, it's been an absolute miracle to see how many people have been impacted by that song in particularly, and that's one of the things that makes it my favorite.
So like have you been writing a lot? Like have you been putting together an EP or an album?
Yeah, right now I'm focused on releasing singles. In like today's day and age, with how the music industry has changed since streaming platforms have grown so much, and how a lot of people discover their music more through social media than anything else. Um, I'm pretty content steering clear of albums for now, even EPs for now, and really focusing in on creating engaging singles, so that way I can just keep new stuff coming to people
Yeah.
um, on a frequent basis. It seems to be like singles are about discovery, albums are about monetization. And as much as I'd like to be able to monetize, I think right now at this point in my career, it's still important for me to grow my fan base through consistency with new music for now, until I get to a point where I have a higher budget and have like a label behind me and stuff, then I'll probably switch over to doing albums or EPs.
So, what would you want to do if you got signed? Do you have like a label in mind?
I mean, I'd love to be signed to like Universal. That'd be a dream. Um, they just have so many resources. They own all of the big stadiums and theaters that people tour at, and so you're able to get in at some venues that are pretty pretty impossible for most people to ever play at. So that would be kind of like the dream come true one day is to get signed to Sony or Universal. But for now, I'm pretty content just staying as an independent artist. There's no one that can uh, tell me what to do or take away from my artistic process. And so I can just really lean into being my most authentic self right now. And hopefully people will continue to resonate with that and the fan base will grow.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. I do spoken word. And
Love that.
and I'm coming out with a couple of songs I've been working on with different people, collaborating with everybody, trying to see what comes out of it.
Very cool. That's always one of the most exciting things is collaborating with other people to see how we can add to each other's art. I love that.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. Um, let's see. So I've heard like when I was watching your videos on TikTok, you want to go on The Voice. Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, I think that would be one of the most impactful opportunities that I could receive at this stage in my career. The exposure in and of itself, I think, would be pretty amazing. But also, that's one of the hardest stages to get on. I mean, there's a lot of major acts, like Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran. They
Mm,
they don't get to play that stage very like ever. If I don't even think they have. At least
no.
not The Voice US. So, that's a pretty exclusive stage held for some really top people in the industry, and I think it would be an honor to be on that show and compete and tell my story to the world. So I'd love to do something like that one day.
But you should. You should. Um, who is your big influence?
Yeah, I have a lot of artists that have influenced me. When I was growing up, I listened to a lot of like U2. My dad was a big nut, so I did a lot of that. When I started to kind of develop what my own taste was going to be, I fell in love with Maroon 5 and Adam Levine and Ed Sheeran as well. And I kind of like to think that my music is a cross between if like Ed Sheeran and Adam Levine had like a baby. Um, that's me. It's one guy on a guitar who's creating these really engaging pop tracks, telling stories um, about their life. And that's what both those two artists have done for me. And I really resonated with their music and what I'm trying to do as well.
So, what do you have any favorite bands that you like to listen to, like in the car or on your devices around the house?
Yeah, I mean, some of my go tos are always going to be Maroon 5 and Ed Sheeran. Those are kind of two of my all time favorites to listen to. Recently, I've been listening to a lot of Teddy Swims, Benson Boone, Shabuzi. If I want to switch over more into like the country side of things, I'll go with like Blake Shelton, Lee Brice, Kurt Hughes. There's a lot of people. Um, I like to listen to a lot of different kinds of music, so I just try and keep my playlist fresh with new stuff coming in.
So, who would you want to go on tour with if you got a chance to?
Oh gosh, that is a tough question. I mean, touring with like my idols, either Ed Sheeran or Maroon 5, would obviously be amazing. Just the stages and production value behind their shows are. I've seen them both many times in concert. That would be amazing. As far as up and coming artists right now, I'd love to tour with Benson Boone or honestly even Nico Moon. I think would be a really fun tour. He's kind of this like it's almost like reggae country lake country maybe like you're out on the pontoon kind of thing. He would be a lot of fun. So yeah, I might go with Nico Moon. Yeah, Nico Moon.
Is there a local artist in your area that you
Yeah,
play?
there's a ton. I mean, I live in a large metropolitan area, so there's a lot of other artists.
Do you get to like play with them at all?
Yeah, sometimes. Um, I like to collaborate with them more behind the scenes. And I found myself taking over more of a mentorship role with a lot of younger artists, um, which has been really gratifying to kind of help people not make the same mistakes that I made when I was first coming up in the industry. But I have gotten the opportunity to play with some really talented people through the Midwest CMO, which is the country music organization. And I've gotten to collaborate with a lot of those guys and gals, and they've been great to work with.
That's awesome. See what I have on here. What's a process? What's a process of writing a song?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the course of my career, I've written in a lot of different ways. I wouldn't say there's a right or wrong way to craft a song. One of the things that has been really impactful for me recently has been actually my daughter. She's always singing, little gibberish
Mhm.
things, and there's been a few times here recently where um, she's like hummed a little tune, and it has stuck with me over the course of the evening. And so after I put her down for bed, I'll go down into my office in the basement and try and put together a song using the melody that she actually came up with, and that's been a really fun adventure. Other times it's been, I'll start with just writing lyrics or thoughts or even like a short story, and I'll see how I can condense the short story down into like a 3 minute song, kind of trying to tell that story that I just wrote out. Other times it'll come from a melody that just kind of pops into my head as I'm folding laundry or driving in the car to another show, and I'll record a quick voice memo on my phone and come back to it later. But I encourage more people to write and just realize there's no right or wrong way to do it. I've got songs that I started working on 10 years ago that I'm just coming back to now because I feel like the story has continued enough to where I can finish telling it. And other times I'll sit down and I'll write and compose a whole song in an hour. So there's just no right or wrong way to do it.
Do you have a special spot around your house to do it though? Like, like
I
we
mean,
have.
I have a little like, I don't have like a recording studio set up. I have
Um,
like a little area in my basement. It's where I'm sitting right now. I have like a little desk and stuff, so I kind of come down here to focus in a little bit more. Uh, but I've written in gas stations. I've written in bathrooms. There's no right or wrong way to put together some music.
yeah. Like what have like what's one of the what's like? Do you have any hidden talents?
Um, I don't know if I have any hidden talents. I kind of turned what was my hidden talent into like something that I'm constantly showing to people. Um, I do play several other instruments, so maybe that's considered a hidden talent. But um, yeah, for the most part, I just try and be authentic. What you see is what you get with me. I do have a lot of hidden is not the right word, like secret hobbies, I guess. They're not really talents, but they're like I'm a big comic book nerd, Star Wars nerd, like a huge Star Wars nerd. Um, so I kind of I don't show off that side of myself to the world very often, but you get me down with A New Hope, and it's a whole different Tyler because I'm so sucked into it.
So, is there a favorite movie you like to watch, like around, like with the like a family movie, with your whole family?
Yeah, we rotate through as a family with a lot of the Disney princess movies. My wife and my daughter are big princess nerds. But one of the cool things I get to do with my daughter is sit down and we watch Star Wars together. So she's seen all nine of the movies, all the TV shows. We just kind of snuggle up on the couch and get to share that together, and that's something that's really special between us.
Do you think she'll be into music when she gets older?
I mean, selfishly, there's part of me that definitely hopes so. Like, it's kind of a dream that she would join me on stage at one of my concerts sometime. But you never know. Honestly, it's whatever she wants to do with her life. She has my love and support to do it. So I just hope that whatever she decides to do, she works her hardest and finds joy.
What's your favorite place to play?
Hmm. I mean, without naming any specific venues, um, I would definitely say some of the smaller venues that I have the opportunity to play at, where I can have more intimate conversations with my audience throughout the course of my performances, seems to fulfill me the most. They may not always be the most fun because there's something really thrilling about getting on stage in front of thousands of people and performing. Um, but you don't get to tell the stories behind why you wrote the song or interact with them in the same way. And I really love doing that kind of crowd work. So some of the smaller, 100 people kind of size venues, I find a lot of joy playing at.
Because I didn't you play like behind the water or something at a cafe, or was it a bar?
Behind water.
Yeah, like you looked like you were like behind the water, like a like a.
Um, there may have been a fountain behind me during one of my live streams, I suppose. I played on like some boats, and I played on docks, and I played on yachts and cruise ships and on beaches.
What's one of your favorite places that you have any like local places you like to go to, like local bars around your area?
I definitely do. I would hesitate to like name drop any specific venues because I don't want other venues that might see the podcast to be upset that I didn't name them. So, any of the places that I play, I am very privileged and honored and lucky to play at, and truly do enjoy playing at them all. There's not a single venue that I play at where I feel like I'm um, reluctantly going there.
Do you book your own shows, or do you have somebody
I do.
help you out with them?
Nope. I book all my own shows. I do about 280 of them a year. Um, I don't have any team members behind me. There's no paid staff. There's no management, no booking agents, no labels. So everything that people see comes from me. And then on the recording side, I have a friend of mine who helps me to produce and record the tracks. But other than that, everything's 100% me.
That's all.
I take that back. My wife does help me with some of my social media now, but that's a new change for us because I am not very good at it and she's great at it. So
They're not very social with the social media, I guess. Um, um, so, what have you been up to today? Any shows tonight?
nope, no shows tonight. I took the night off so I could do this podcast here, which has been a lot of fun. Um, Most of my day, my wife went out and filmed some videos for some upcoming content. I scheduled out my next song and its release date, which you guys can be the first ones to know is going to be October 10th. We'll have my new song, 18 Summers, coming out. It's going to be out on all streaming platforms. It'll be on the radio. Um, it's a song just about not wasting the time we have with our kids before they grow up. Um, and that's been most of my day. We're also packing a little bit. We're moving here to a just a bigger house in the same area. So
Well, that's nice.
yeah,
Nice to have something. Are you gonna make a studio room in your new house?
that's the goal.
Yeah, that would be fun. Um, where would you want to go on tour if you have the chance to, like, to go somewhere else besides your hometown?
Yeah, I mean, doing a full tour of the United States would always be fun. I think doing a European tour would be a lot of fun as well. Particularly over in the UK, I've got quite a few fans in the United Kingdom and over in France. So I think visiting those two countries in order to actually connect with that portion of my fan base would be pretty gratifying.
That's fun. I mean, it's expensive, but it would be fun. Get down there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Have you been to any of those countries before?
I've been to Europe, but I haven't not been to the UK or to France. So it would be fun to go over there. Hopefully next year.
I've been to Germany. It's very nice.
Yeah, Germany's beautiful.
In Berlin and such. Um, uh, I don't really have any more questions, but you have anything else you want to say?
Oh, just thanks for having me on. It's been a real pleasure. I'm looking forward to continuing our relationship. Hopefully, you'll have me back on again. And thanks for your support. Hopefully, your listeners found this interesting and valuable, and they can go check out my music some other time or give me a like or a follow. Goes a long way.
I will see you on the 20th. So
Yes. Yeah. Well, so can't get rid of me that easily.
no. But thank you so much for taking the time out of your night to do this with me.
You're very welcome, man. Thank you as well.
And I'll let you know when this is all up.
Perfect. I look forward to it.
Okay, bye.
See ya.